on, kick up. There we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. I can read that. Okay. All right. There we go. This thing's covered in magnets now. All right, let's get this thing fired up. Come on. Come on, Threads. What are we doing here? Let's go. There we go. Nice full tank of propane. Wait. Where's my other 2 tanks of propane? Oh, there they are. Okay. Jesus, who's the gorilla to tighten that thing? All right, here we go. Got that forge sound going. Where did I put the computer parts? Everything's all shuffled around down here now. Put this over here. Here. Cool. All right, let's do a little sweepy sweep. right. Here. Okay. There we go. Try to keep this place reasonable. Okay. Let's turn on Twitch just in case. Okay, cool. What'd I do? I didn't do anything. Cool, cool. This thing's still leaking? Alright, maybe I'll grab a big old pipe wrench. That might be a good idea. Where's the big old pipe wrench? There's the big old pipe wrench. Not big enough. Alright, the hell with it. Let's use the tongs. A little flip. This thing gonna rock. I wanna rock. I want to rock. I want to rock. Oh, I have to turn the fan on. Got to remember this. Okay. We're almost heated up. Hey, yo, Wisdom. Hey, thank you. It wasn't bad. Without having a plunge grind, I wasn't completely happy with it, but I guess this thing's not going to show me viewers. But I'm not too displeased with it. I'm thinking of, instead of trying to sharpen everything down to 5,000 on the edge, just to go to 400 from now on, because it just takes way too damn long. So. Come on, baby, come on. A little more, come on. A little more. Yeah. My least favorite, shit, melt the damn thing. Least favorite part of these rail anchors is straightening the damn things. Put it back in there. I am enjoying all the new tools I have, though, and they've definitely been helping me, really been helping me get a really good finished product now. Even the shop's moving around again now. The computer, which used to be over here, which I have to look at to talk to you guys, is now over here. So now I can look a little bit more at the camera when I talk to you guys. So things are always changing. I had to move it over there because I think the metal dust in the air from the grinders and stuff was getting into the got into the back and destroyed my computer's power supply somehow. I don't know how. It must have shorted it out or something, but that's what I think happened. That's the best guess I've got anyway. Come on, these damn tongs. These Wolfstraw tongs are a nightmare. That is barely hanging on. Okay, back in you go. Trying to. Oh, hey, Min Pins, how are you? Yeah, well, trying to keep progressing. Really, that's been the order of the week. You know, trying to keep getting better a little bit at a time. You know, each little thing that tries to make the stream and me comfortable for everybody. Hope you're doing all right, Min Pins. Hope you're staying safe. And there's a lot of crazy going on, so whole lot of crazy. Not so bad, you'd notice. Going a little stir crazy from the quarantine, but otherwise not too bad. Trying to stay busy down here, you know. It's the best I can really do right now. Try to keep myself occupied, not lose my mind. You know, finding little things to do to keep myself, you know, busy. Kind of miss the regiment of work at this point. I thought I'd be like, man, this is great. I hope I'm home for 2 months. I'm home for 2 weeks, and I'm like, shit, when's this going to be over? I mean, it was nice having a lot of time to get the stuff done that I wanted to get done, but in the same breath, you know, I got a little too much time to myself, and I just wouldn't mind having that, you know, nice regiment back of, you know, going to work, getting things done, and all that. So, especially because the fact is, like, well, I'm off work. Normally, if you have 2 weeks off work, you can go places. I'm off for work 2 weeks. I can't go anywhere. It's like, well, this isn't great. So, really don't mean much. So, well, at least I've been making some knives. There's that going on. So, that's really the only thing that's been noteworthy. So for most people, unless you have a forge in your house, you're not really, not much else you can do. Well, I mean, obviously you can craft if you have crafting stuff, but not as many people craft anymore. Come on, Wolfstraw tongs, help me out here. Okay. Yeah, I definitely can't wait. I did order the heart rate monitor, so I'm hoping that it syncs up real well with OBS and all this stuff. I think it works as like a browser source. I'd like point to it or something. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. But it should be coming from Amazon in the next day or two. And then you guys will get to see how much my heart's pounding out of my chest while I do this crap. I might have to start trimming my beard soon. It's getting a little crazy. I was starting to get a little like, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to let my beard grow. I'm not going to shave. I'm just going to let it go. I'm just going to go, you know, go full primal for this whole quarantine. And yesterday I was like, nope, that's enough. End in. I think that'll be fun having the pulse rate on there. Shouldn't be hard to pick up. It's just one of those chest ones that you wear underneath your shirt for jogging and stuff. So I'm just gonna I got one of them coming. I think it'll be a cool aspect for the stream anyway. Just so you guys know, I have no idea what I'm making tonight, by the way. I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just gonna make a thing. So I have no idea. More. Wish I knew. Well, right now I have to get the steel ready. So, I mean, it's going to be basically a blade. But right now, this is the rough form of the rail anchor. So I have to basically make it workable. So I take it, straighten it out. Oh yeah, I can swing a 10-pound with one arm. If I had an easier way to like clamp something and smash it with a 10-pounder, I'd be all about it. I got the 10-pounder back there somewhere. Maybe that's what I should start doing. Is it an 8-pound sledge or a 10-pounder? Oh no, that's a 10-pounder, I think. Yeah. I think it's 10. Doesn't say anymore. I mean, if I had an assistant, yeah, that's a 10-pounder. I mean, it'll flatten things, but the problem is holding it. If I had an assistant, that'd be great. You want to come be my assistant, please, feel free. But holding it and hammering it would be a problem, so. Right now, I'm just I have to flatten it out. That's always the first thing. It's, because it's a big curly mess. But now I'm trying to size it for the other set of tongs, which I have a mark here on my anvil of the size of them, so. Hey, come on now, I'm pretty good with a hammer. That's not fair. I'm really good with a hammer. Actually, I'm so good with the hammer. When I work on my bottle openers, I usually look at what the tool's doing. So when I do the bottle openers, there's a part where I have to actually there's a point where I have to actually like put a hole in the bottle opener, obviously, because it's a bottle opener. And when I work on that part, I'm actually holding the tool like this in my hand and looking down at the anvil here, but I'm holding the tool and hitting the top of the tool and like kind of, I guess, chisel, and I'm looking at this and looking down here, not at the end of the tool, and I'm still hitting the tool. So I've gotten pretty good. I've gotten a lot better. Besides, if you were holding the piece, you'd be out here. You'd be holding that piece out here, way far away from any possible finger issues. So everything would have to require a tong of some sort. Basically, if I just had somebody to hold the thing with tongs like right here and just be like, okay, keep it on the anvil, easy, then I can just wail away on it. You see that a lot with any Japanese sword smithing videos, usually any kind of katana videos. They have apprentices, so you know they hold the piece and the piece is on the anvil, and there's apprentices just wailing away with big ass hammers, and he's kind of cueing them what to do by tapping his hammer, and he's telling them where to go, and he moves this thing around and flips it and does whatever, and it's a whole big choreographed dance, and it's beautiful. But those guys are really, really good with hammers. I'm not bad. I've gotten pretty good. This is still my little 3-pounder. I was pondering getting a 4-pounder the other day when I was at Home Depot, but then I realized, nah. I have a red 3-pounder. Speaking of which, where the hell is that? Where is that hammer? I have a red 3-pounder somewhere here, and I was actually thinking about taking that hammer and rounding it, making it a round-headed hammer. And what that would basically allow me to do is push metal a little faster. But where the hell is it? I took it off the hooks up here because I was bonking my head on it and it was pissing me off, but where the hell did it go? All right, how do you lose a hammer? Oh, in case you you haven't been part of the stream for terribly long either, Binpin, but this is pretty standard. I lose crap all the time. It's pretty hilarious. I'm sure for the people watching it's hilarious. For me, it's frustrating as all get out. But yeah, I lose stuff all the time down here. So it's kind of a fun part of the stream. All right, my swingy's still good. Feels a little jiggly, but if it starts to come loose, then we'll re-epoxy it. But it's just jiggling around a little bit, jiggling forward. See, now I've got a pretty flat, straight billet to work with. So this is basically what I'm going to start shaping the blade out of. Now that I have, a reasonably flat, straight piece, so all this top area, probably the top half. I can get two decent-sized blades out of one of these. So I'm going to use this and make a blade. We're going to see what happens. I got a whole brand new pile of paracord. I know where that is. That's over there. I know where that is. So, but where's my? Now I'm. Oh God! What did I do? How did I lose a hammer? How the hell? I thought maybe I put it over here for, I don't know, whatever weird reason I might have, but I don't see it over here. This is really weird. This is funny. Like, it's not in my tool bucket. Wow. That's amazing. I lost a hammer. Is it low? I don't see it. No, I don't know. It's not up in the rafters. Because here's spare hammer. This is my 2.5 pounder, which I started out with, but I use that when my arm is starting to get tired. I use the 2.5 pounder. So if I'm down here for too long working. But now that my arm's gotten a lot stronger, I really haven't had to go that way anymore. So but I might be tonight if this thing keeps sliding. Keep stretching it out now. Oh, there it is. Nope, that's not the right one. There's a spare hammer down there, but that's not the one I'm looking for. I actually had forgotten about that one. Oh, hot tongs. This is a fun game. It's like every time I go on stream, it's like a scavenger hunt. I could have put it down here underneath all this crap. Yeah, I did. I put it underneath all this crap. So this is the one I'm thinking of doing. It's a 2.5, but I kind of want to take the head and kind of do a slight rounding on the head. So now that I got this, I can shape it a little bit easier and put a nice little rounding on the head. So we'll see how that goes. Now that I found the damn thing. But yeah, that's the general idea. If I give it a little rounded, that moves metal a little bit faster. And I didn't want to make any alterations to this hammer because I already kind of like it. I mean, I could have just bought another one. These things aren't terribly expensive. Keep moving that metal, baby. Keep swinging that steel. Woo. Okay. My back is screaming at me too right now. I did something dumb earlier. I mean, I don't even know what I did. I was just cleaning my car, and my back said, nope. And I've been hurting since, so it's the fun of being 38. I shouldn't say that out loud. I'm still in the best shape of my life. I just have little back problems every so often. And shoulder, but fortunately those aren't as bad now as they used to be. Maybe I can get my wife to hold this thing while I swing the sledge. She might. She might also tell me to piss off, but who knows? Well, I'm not saying I'm not young, but I put this body through hell over 38 years. I've put it through a lot of rough shit. There's no denying that. His body's done some shit. But I don't know, it feels good being in shape. Actually moving. I mean, this is like a great weight training. This really is. This is doing more for my arms than anything else I've ever done. And it feels great, but I mean, I'm sure I'll be there sooner or later. I'm thinking probably for me, the rotator cuff surgery at some point. My knees aren't too bad. I wish I could just get a full back replacement. I don't know if they do that, but I wish they did. I blame my dad. He's got a bad back. He gave me some hereditary shit. And now I'm stuck with it. Love my dad, but I'm still mad at him for that one. It's like anything you could give me hereditarily, you give me a bad back. My dad's 6'3", I'm 5'11". My dad's got a bitchin' mustache. I don't. I don't know, maybe I would. I just hate growing it maybe, but I don't know. Oh, well, yeah, no electives. No elective surgeries right now, that's for sure. They are all gone. Every hospital is canceling all that stuff. So, do you think the computer's better being up here? The fact that I can look at it and I'm barely looking off stream? Because it used to be over here and I used to have to look over here to read everything you guys were saying, but I kind of like it up here a little bit more. I think it's a little bit better. It is a little further for me to look, but I can still see it. It's just more, is it more appealing for you guys because I'm not having to look over here to read stuff you're saying. I think that this looks, I don't know, I guess a little more professional. It is a little farther. I think I measured it. It's like I could touch the screen here with one arm. Now I can't, obviously, because I'm not touching the screen. So it pretty much doubled its distance, but I can still kind of read it pretty easily. The white, I mean, I'm basically seeing exactly what you guys are in OBS, so. All right, work out some steel. I was curious if I could actually, you know what, that just reminded me. I wanted to see, yeah, I know this is real professional. Because I got this chat thing, oh, no, that's not it. With this chat, I'm curious, oh God, come on, work with me. I'm wondering, yeah, I guess if I knew some CSS, I'd probably be able to do this. I wanted to take the chat or the text and put like black outline around the letterings. So like up there in the second line where you said, "What are you making?" that kind of disappears back there. I was thinking if I put black lines around the text, but this Restream thing doesn't give me a lot of latitude to play with, so it just kind of is. Let me go cool off these tongs a little bit in the fan. Starting to get toasty. But it's a good workout today. I needed this. I hadn't streamed in a while with my computer power supply taking a dump on Tuesday. Like literally an hour before my stream, I came down here into my basement and looked at the computer for something, and saw that the power was off. So I was like, ah, no. And that's when I was like, oh, great. And with everything being closed, Best Buy included, I couldn't run out and buy a power supply. I ended up finding one in another old scrap computer. Pulled the power supply, put it in, and we're good. Now I've got filters all over all my computer to prevent the metal dust from getting in and destroying another power supply. Because that power supply is only a couple months old, actually. All right, I think this ought to be enough steel for me to work with. So I'm going to start stretching out the blade. And then we'll see where we get. So, but if you are out there watching, please don't forget to say hello, guys. Don't be like Min Pins here. Don't be the only one chatting. Come on, drop a line, guys. Say hello. Or be like Min Pins. Not don't be. Be like Min Pins. Chat it up, guys. I love hearing from you. I've gotten so many out there that creep in the chat. You watch the videos, and then you tell me, but I've been watching all your videos. Well, unless you tell me you're there, I don't know you're there. So, I love hearing from you guys. Let's make this baby long and lean. Okay. Maybe I should, oh, you know what? I know what I should do. I should hang up my thermometer. Yeah, I gotta do that. That's a good idea. Since my thermometer's over there now, I should have this somewhat handy. So, put it right there. Perfect. I like that. That's a good spot for it. Great thermometer measures from negative 85 Fahrenheit to 2,732 Fahrenheit, which is pretty good. Which just about covers what's inside the forge, because the forge right now is 2142, actually. That's pretty warm. Make sure that's about where it's at. Yeah, 2170, 2140, getting about the same readings. So it's hot as hell in there. Coronavirus can't handle that. fixed. Keep it going. Whew. He's warm. And wait to do this in the summer again. Move this a little bit. Once it gets warm, fan in the back just pushes down hot air back in here. And it don't get real nice at all. It's hot. It gets real hot. Just adding 90-degree air to already at least 90-degree air. I think that heart rate monitor might be good for me too, just so I know just so I don't die down here. I wish my Google Fit would track this. It only tracks steps. It doesn't do nothing with this. Google Fit app comes up. It seems like you're about to die. Oh, how'd you know? Trying to finish these gloves off. They're just about done, I think. I did buy 2 new pairs. I was so mad. I just got these pair of gloves. They're barely dirty. And I already found a way to grind the back off. So I ground a nice little hole in the knuckle. I know the white really helps there. But I ground a hole right in the knuckle there, if you can see that dot in the back, where there's not like a ton of light shining on it. There we go. Can I figure this out? There we go. Yeah, you can see it. Nice little hole. I ground right in the knuckle. Well, it's just funny because there's so many of these apps nowadays that are like, you know, they track what you're doing, they track your fitness. I mean, I can't even imagine what an Apple Watch would think I was doing right now. My wife's Fitbit would probably call 911. It would be like, oh my God, your heart rate keeps climbing and then going back down and then climbing and going back down. This guy's got to be having some kind of health problem. Some algorithm's going to think anyway. I don't know. If I'm going to go, I'd rather fall into the fire. Make it quicker. I just got to keep it away from, like, there's a cabinet right over here. That's where I keep all my spray paint and crap. Just as long as I keep it away from that, then we're good. It's like the one thing, my house ever has a fire, I'm just going to stand down here in the basement with a garden hose, spraying around that you know, around that cabinet until the fire department gets here. Well, it's better than laying on the ground. Better laying on the ground waiting for my heart to explode. Was that go out in a blaze of glory, right? I got a big phoenix tattooed on my back. It would only be fitting, really. Ah, stupid. Trying to really stretch this blank out. Kind of thin it out, stretch it out. So yeah, it's always been my thing. There's been I got my reasons for it, but that's cooling off. But yeah, it's kind of been part of me for quite some time. Hence why there's also one down on the quench tank. I mean, it seems more fitting on the quench tank. You know, I have to explain stories about myself, but, you know, a knife being reborn in fire, you know, makes kind of sense. Maybe you can see the stencil down there. A little tricky to see, but I can't pick this thing up and bring it close because it weighs a lot. Big lump of steel and a bunch of oil in it. I guess that would be the way to go. Ashes to ashes. And I don't think I would catch anything else on fire because I got just a big concrete floor. So it would just be me smoldering on the floor. Probably wouldn't smell great, but okay. Take this over, cool it off again. Really don't want this thing getting too hot. Oh man. I don't want me getting too hot. This is also a good excuse for me to come over and stand in front of the fan for a little while. Put this up to the max. All right. Look, I'm back. What the hell is this box? I got so much stuff down here in this basement. I don't even know what the hell I have down here anymore. Oh. Miscellaneous sporting memorabilia. I can totally see the appeal of a hydraulic press. The beauty of those things is not lost on me. But as you can see, it is starting to get stretched out and long. So I'm just trying to work it out a little bit more, a little bit thinner. I still got a little ways to go because I don't want my grinder doing all the damn work. So we'll get it there. Quiet stream tonight. I would think for people being home on quarantine, they can hang out and watch the stream a tad. But oh well, I was gonna make knives anyway. I gotta get better. Yeah, but that's why I do it. I need that, that feeling of, putting energy into something. So much of the time when I work on something like this, working on my lathe and stuff like that before, it didn't take a lot of energy. And this is so much more fulfilling when I'm done, to have a project and be like, wow, this is really a thing. I'm a lot more proud of it when I'm done. I can turn a pen all day. I can turn 10 pens, not break a sweat. And I'm just like, pens. And it's not to say anything less of my pens or the process, but when I'm sweating and doing a thing and there's energy into it like this, it feels a hell of a lot more rewarding. There's a lot greater sense of accomplishment and pride every time I'm done. Plus, I hate going to the gym, so this is a great way for me to get in shape. Bit more. I wish I could say that. I just can't reasonably charge that much. I mean, they need to reach another level before I get there. Maybe when they start having another level of finishing to them, then maybe. But, it's harder to ask that kind of money for a blade. I mean, there's a lot of people that forge out blades out there and make them pretty cheap. There's a lot of people out there who, instead of forging the blades, they just cut them out of blanks. And I don't know. People have been telling me to do that, but I think for me the issue is I'd rather do the hammering. I just enjoy that part. And this keeps it cheaper, that's all. because of the price for the rail anchors. This keeps things a lot cheaper for me. If they stream on Saturdays, no. I tend not to watch a lot of streaming. A log splitter. Yeah, you know, I actually had thought about that, using a hydro splitter. But as far as the pressing I would do, basically the only pressing I really want to do is for the Damascus steel, so I can forge weld, you know, the steel together better. I think that's what I'd want to do with one. So, you know, maybe at some point I would do something like that, but I had looked into getting a cheap one. But again, the other problem is, right now I don't want to keep putting a ton of money into this if it's not, you know, if it's not bringing me a lot of money. I could add tools and add stuff and keep adding stuff, but then it just becomes, you know, silly and not fruitful. I'm trying to keep my, you know, my prices, you know, down as much as possible without, you know, if I go out and buy another tool or go buy another thing, everything I do, you know, I mean, if I'm not growing and I'm not having people buy my stuff, then it's just another thing that I'm gonna not really be able to justify to my wife. I think I figured out what I'm going to do with this thing. I'm going to make a straight chopper, like a small straight chopper. It's just going to be a straight rectangle blade. I'll do the paracord handle again. I think I'm going to make it single-sided edge. And I think I'm just going to make a straight chopper out of it, like a 5 or 6 inch square bladed chopper. I think that might be kind of cool. Let me go cool these off again. Oh, it's starting to get dark. Oh, touched the plastic on the fan. Didn't melt, so that's a good sign. I got to keep these things cool. Yeah, I mean, you see what I mean. I just need to get bigger, you know. I need some people, you know, basically, you know, I need people to share the channel, you know, like you're talking about, you know, about these guys, Drop Test Media. You know, I need people to, you know, start talking about me, sharing me, and that's how you get bigger. So, you know, that's the biggest help I could get, is if people start going out and saying, hey, check this guy out on Twitch, or, you know, things like that. And that's what's going to help me get bigger without going and spending, you know, money for ad revenue and stuff like that. But that's how how I'm going to get bigger. So that's what I'm hoping, you know, happens with more people. They'll go out and they'll say, hey, this guy's pretty cool, go check him out. And, you know, I'll get bigger. That's the idea, anyway. All it takes is a couple shares from a couple big people, you know, and that kind of gets your channel in the right direction. because without having money to throw back into this, I can't really, I'm streaming on YouTube now. These streams go to YouTube, my Facebook, my personal Facebook, because most of my friends and family complain that they couldn't figure out how Twitch works. So, whatever. But, I got 2 people 20 minutes ago who never said hello or anything in the video, but they liked the video on Facebook. My wife shared it. But, the shares help. As you share it to your friends, you tell people to go here. That's the kind of thing that makes it grow. So, get it out to more people because, nothing against you, but it's like, okay, I love my community of people that come back, and I love the guys that come back, but, to get bigger, you got to get more people. You got to say, hey, everybody, go check this guy out. And that's how, that's how you get bigger. Which is funny, because I had a guy comment on one of these videos a couple days ago on YouTube. He commented and said, hey, this is really great. You should have way more subscribers. But he didn't subscribe. So, that doesn't help me a whole hell of a lot, unfortunately. I mean, I appreciate the awesome comments, and thank you. I think I should have a lot more subscribers. But, if you don't subscribe, I don't get subscribers. So, that's just kind of where it is. And, so, hope you're doing well, General. I know my mindless rants are, what they are. But it's true, though. You can, people like a comment or something like that, and they can like the video, but share it. That's how, one of my friends shared the video for me, and 2 of his friends came in here, and they checked out my Facebook videos. They gave me a friend request. Well, yeah, and it's nice that people do it, but, sharing and stuff like that is what gets people, to grow, really. Is my one friend shares it one time on his Facebook, and, 2 of his friends came out and came in. If those 2 people shared the video because they found me interesting, maybe a couple different, and that's how it gets bigger. And people can do the same thing on Twitch. Hey, look at this guy I know on Twitch. He does all this, blah, blah, blah. And then people come out and check it out. You get 5 people that come out. That's, 5 more people than I had. And if a couple of them follow and start sharing things, that's how I get bigger. Otherwise, I just kind of, I don't mind having a small, cool, close-knit community, but I want to reach out and start selling more stuff, too. I want to start selling blades. I want to start, being able to outlet some of the product I'm making so my wife just doesn't say, why do you have so many goddamn knives around the house and you're not selling them? I tell her, well, social media is a rough business. That's why I don't have, that's why I still have knives around the house. I appreciate the guys that come in here and check it out. Like when you guys come in here and you must have popped in when I said forge welding, by the way, General. You must have. Yeah. I'm not really good at throwing knives. I can throw axes really good. I got the target in my backyard and I'm pretty decent at throwing axes. But I just wasn't really good at knives for some reason. But that still doesn't get me followers. Oh, she likes the knives, though. I mean, she knows that I'm enjoying doing this. She knows that I enjoy, making and building and things like that. But, the fair point is, I kind of need to sell some stuff. If I could do it down here in the basement, maybe that would make it more interesting, but I'm not hauling my computer and camera outside for that. That'd be fun to live stream. It might be interesting. I'll live stream that for you guys. Well, I hope that my stream is going good by the time Extra Life rolls around, because I'm probably going to do Extra Life this year. So I'm going to have, I want to throw another Extra Life party, because I like doing those with my friends every year, and I want to have some people by. We're gonna do, we're gonna have games and stuff to try to get some people in and watch us make idiots out of ourselves and try to raise some money for charity, I hope. So in November, that's what I'm planning on. So that'll give you guys a reason to share everything. Share it so we can raise some money for Children's Miracle Network. If you don't know what Extra Life is, I'll explain it really quick. Extra Life is a charity that is run every year that streamers and gamers and all that good stuff participate in, and they raise money for Extra Life, which is for Children's Miracle Networks. My local one is CHOP, Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So, yeah, right. You've never heard the words "fuck off" come out of somebody's mouth so fast in your life, trust me. But yeah, so it raises money for Children's Miracle Network and CHOP for us, for the locals. So that's what I do every year. I'd like to do it again this year, but I'm trying to build up a bigger Twitch following, and I think that would be a lot of fun. As you guys start to follow and we get people in and we can get some donations in for it. That's the general idea. Hey, if you don't want to buy a knife, donate to a great charity. $5-10 for a charity is what I'm hoping to get, from people, and try to raise some money. So that's going to be in November. So mark your calendars. Should be like whatever day daylight savings time is, or the end of daylight savings, whatever that day is in November. That's always when they put it. So it's just going to be a bunch of goofballs in my living room playing Saturn Bomberman and arcade games on my TV, and we're just going to play a bunch of dumb crap, laugh, drink, probably play Quiplash until we get my Twitch account canceled. Because the way they play Twitch, trust me, the way they play Quiplash, my account is destined to go bye-bye. I don't know if we should add that to the list of games this year, to be honest with you. Alright, I'm kind of liking this. So I'm going with a straight chopper, just a big square flat blade. It's probably, the blade's going to end about there. So I'm just going to have a cool squarish blade. So I'm just going to have that. I'm going to have a one-sided blade. So it's just going to be one edge on one side. I think that'll be cool. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up, honestly. I just want to make stuff up and have fun. I know I'm not that creative. Part of my problem is designing. What the hell? Why do you keep getting stuck on here? All this weld? Probably all the weld. But I do hope you guys would be able to join for this year. It's going to be at least 12 hours. I want to do it like noon to noon. Do like a full 24-hour stream. So even if my friends bug out at midnight like they did last time, I want to go for a full 24 hours of streaming, which would mean like, okay, fine, I'll just transfer it down to, my forge. I'll forge by myself for 12 hours or until my rotator cuff explodes. Excuse me, I need to take this call. Hey, sorry about that, guys. Okay, hey, Skullbones. I'm doing pretty good. Sorry, I had a little bit of an important phone call I had to take there. My apologies for that there, guys. But I'm back. I hope you're doing well. Everything's been pretty good. Trying to stay busy here on the stream, making some new blades. I probably should go get some of the finished products that are upstairs for showing off. Let me go get them. I'm going to get them and bring them right downstairs. And let me show you guys what we got. There's been some new products. There's been some great pictures, actually. So if you do want to see some of the pictures, you can check out the new Instagram as well. And there are pictures of finished works down there. Oh, crap, it's dark up here. Oh, we forgot to turn on the upstairs light. My wife's doing homework, and our living room is dark as all hell. Okay, cool. Like I said, guys, every time you watch my stream, it's like a scavenger hunt. I gotta find stuff, but yeah, the Instagram has a lot of cool pictures, and we've been doing a lot of neat stuff. I have the new grinder. If it's been a while, we got the new grinder, which is here, which has been an absolute treat. We've been doing a lot of cool products. We got this little guy. I've been doing a lot of these little guys. Little utility kind of blades. It's right. It's over there in the corner. Right over here. There we go. The Instagram right there in your head forge. That's what. That's the Instagram channel. So you can check it out there. But I try to keep the pictures, coming there. So we got this little guy from the other night. We got this guy. We got the thumb rest in the back. It's kind of a good, like, Skinner kind of blade. Paracord again. I acid etch all these. So, yeah, thank you. The new grinder has been helping dramatically. The new grinder has helped because I can get nice flat edges. I can get really nice surfaces now. And I'm not, like, wasting all my time trying to grind stuff that's just never going to grind. So now I can actually grind proper. So yeah, so I mean, having the right tools, I've always been a firm believer of having the right tools for the job. I just never had the money to spend to get an expensive grinder, but now I happen to come across the cash. So I did a little saving, all that good stuff, and now I have the new grinder, which you see behind me. So but it's got a nice flat platen on it. It would be. Yeah, it would be very cool. So, oh, Harris, how you doing? Welcome back in as well. Yeah, it's been a lot of cool stuff. So, having the platen is huge. The flat platen works a flat, work surface that I can 90 degree to work on is huge. And my wife got me this awesome bevel jig for my birthday. So now my bevels come out real nice. So that's really kind of fun. That would be nice. That's what they use for like real knife making places, Japan stuff, and Japan uses those giant stone wheels. Now, I would love to have one. That would be amazing, but God, would I have to get into an argument to get one of them. My wife would kill me. Come on, baby. Come on. There we go. Come on. Hit it hard. Am I still? Yep, okay. Sorry, I thought I hit my mic pack again. Whoops. Oh my God, this thing's getting stuck. Well, Hares, let me tell you, I've been enjoying it way too much. Where's the other fun one that I got? I did do a couple here. Here's the one I'm really actually proud of. This is my personal favorite right now. This little guy. Nice little, but the bevel jig gives me a nice, perfect bevel. So, yeah, I've seen some of the big wheels. I was pretty sure that I saw in like a Japanese knife video where they had like this gigantic rotating wheel. So that's one of my favorites. That's a really recent one. I think that was a quarantine blade. I think I made that while we were locked down here. So I've been having some fun. And again, that bevel jig is absolutely amazing. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. So there's been some changes for sure down here in the shop. So you guys need to make sure that you come back. You guys need to get back here regularly and visit the stream because things are going to be changing on the regular. The heart rate monitor is on the way, so that's going to be fun. And then you guys can make fun of me for how out of shape I am. Now I almost just gave myself a concussion. Okay. Trying to really shape this bad boy down here. So just going with the kind of square one today. Yeah, I did actually on that one. I did a really nice plunge grind on that, which again, I'm really proud of. So, well, you're right, General. I mean, I'd seen the videos, but the beauty of the one that I've got, besides the fact that it locks up real nice with the thread, well, I can usually only stream around this time because I get done work at 5. I'm home by 5:30, eat dinner, you know. But then, you know, that thing, it's adjustable and it's got a plastic piece on the bottom so I don't shred my my flat part. So it's called a plunge grind. It's, oh wait, or is it Ricasso? It's either the plunge grind or the Ricasso. I apologize, I always get the name backwards. I think that's what it's called, that unsharpened area that you're talking about. I know what you mean. That spot where it wasn't sharpened. I think that's called the plunge grind. I think the Ricasso is actually something different. So I'm pretty sure that's the plunge grind. A little hammer on hammer violence there. Okay, it is the Ricasso. Okay. I'm working on it. Thank you. Yeah, it came out pretty nice. Well, to be fair, if I'm going to be honest, the one thing I'm terrible at when it comes to just about anything is tech terms. I've got my lathe back there. I can't tell you which tool is which. Okay. All right, that makes sense. But like with my lathe, I can't tell you tools. So like I can't tell you like which chisel's which. Drove material. Wait, what? What do you mean there, General? Sorry, a little confused there. But if anybody else is out there, please, if this is your first time in the channel, don't forget to say hello, guys. I love hearing from y'all. If you came to watch a crazy guy making knives in his basement, you've come to the right place. I'm working on a little tiny pocket chopper. And I'm trying to take out this handle a little bit as we stretch it down, but this is what we got going on so far. Man, you can get one cheap. You could easily get one. Okay. Okay, I get you. Now I know what you mean. Okay, I hear you. I got you. You can make a forge cheap, man, I'm telling you. Even this forge was not that expensive. I mean, relatively speaking, it's not that expensive. The bricks, if you buy the bricks, you know, if you buy the bricks and you buy, yo, Matt, what's going on, dog? If you buy the bricks and you buy the propane tube, which is what I would 100% recommend, unless you're really good with plumbing. I wouldn't want to because it will blow up my basement because I suck at it. But I got a really good, you know, burner and bricks, and you do that, and honestly, you're set. It really is nothing more than that. That's the whole forge is, yeah, and then you buy a propane tank. So, oh, okay. So it would, okay, I see where a plunge grind would be then. Okay, I got you. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, well, you can find online, it's, you know, it's like the burner, I guess it's called. You know, the burner has to have like a high pressure regulator, a hose, then all the adapters and crap like that. I mean, I can gladly show it to you if you want to see what I'm talking about, but honestly, you buy one of them for, I think it was like 70 bucks. And let me tell you, 70 bucks for peace of mind, sold. Because then I don't have to worry about blowing up my house. So, 70 bucks for the peace of mind. I thought it was worth it. You know, you buy some forge bricks. You tell your friends to buy you forge bricks for your birthday. Worked for me. And, you know, you might not be too bad off. They sell them in like 1 or 4. I think you get a 4-pack for 40 bucks. Yeah, I thought that was what it was called. But you can get the bricks. They come in a nice, the company that, you know, that ships them, you can get a 1 or a 4-pack. They come individually packaged, which is kind of cool. I have them here. They're covered in dust. They come in a very nice little box, like this. And then there's a very pretty white, pristine brick inside, which looks exactly as white as it is on camera. It's just bright and blown out on the camera. And that, you know, you can order them. They come in a 4-pack, but you tell people to buy you one. It's like, hey, my birthday's coming up. Buy me a brick. And with the size of the forge I have, it's 3 bricks flat. So 3, then 1.5, then 3. So 3, 6, 9 bricks. 9 bricks and the burner. You got a forge. Honestly, it wasn't too bad for that much money. And then you can customize it however you like. I mean, nice to have something to put it on. Well, I mean, you can build it for 9 bricks, and that's it. I've got extra bricks because I bought a couple because, well, they break. They're very brittle. That is kind of their rub. They are very, very brittle. So you have to be super careful with them because if one of them falls off of here, she gone. That's it. So mine are kind of wrapped together with some metal strapping, I guess it is. It's got some metal strapping, and if I would have known how to weld a year ago, I still don't know how to weld now, but if I would have had a welder a year ago, I would have welded the top part on, and honestly, it wasn't that hard. It was just, I just got some pieces from Home Depot, and I made the thing. Let me pull this over here and show you. See if I can remember how I had this on here, but That's basically the whole thing. You can see the burner on the top. The hole goes through there. It's 3 flat bricks across, 1.5, and then 3. I put the bricks on the outside for something to lean on. You could have nothing there if you wanted, but and that's basically it. That's the whole setup. That strapping and the metal, sheet metal, just holds it all together, and the pipe. Oh God, what's that called now? The pipe. See, I told you I'm terrible with terms. The flange, that's the word. The pipe flange that's on there is just what's holding everything together, because I couldn't weld. It's got a whole bunch of screws that I had to tap holes and blah, blah, blah. And oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. So if I could have welded, I would have been done in 2 seconds. But, you know, we're not gonna relive that again. All right, but anyway, I would recommend going for it, Harris. I mean, really, if you really want to do it, that's what I did. And my wife saw the same thing in me. She said, you really look like you want to do something with it. You really look like you just want to have some fun hammering, you know, and give it a go. And so, you know, I kind of did, and it really wasn't as much to get into it. The expensive part is usually an anvil. That's usually the expensive thing. Actually, I gotta move this down a little bit. That might cut off my head. There we go. I hate when I move my camera. Good enough. Okay. But, yeah, you know, the anvil and something to hammer on is usually the hard, expensive part to get, because the steel. But, you know, if you get an anvil and you get a forge, I'm telling you, man, it's all you need. That's what I wanted to do, and that's what got me hooked. Once I had those 2 things, I wouldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I'm having too much fun, man. I love it. And you know, and then as time goes on, you just work more to get better. You find better tools. You find better tongs. You find better everything to get yourself working. I gotta draw that edge out a little bit. So, whew. But yeah, I don't know, man. I love it too much. I really do. I'm hooked. Military General, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm sure you probably do after watching this for any longer than a few seconds. Most people have a lot of questions, but welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome aboard. How are you, military? I hope you're doing well. Trying to work on the almost final shape of this blade here for tonight. Doing kind of a pocket chopper. So this is, yeah, the pocket chopper. So it's, you know, pocket knife sized. Obviously it's going to be a hell of a lot cleaner than this once it's done on the grinder, but just a general kind of chopper style. You know, I'm going to keep it simple. Go with the, I'm having too much fun with the paracord too, especially because I got a whole ton of it now. Oh my God, this is driving me crazy. I actually sized this thing proper. Oh, this will not drop my blanks. Okay, anyway, so yeah, I've been doing a lot of stuff with the paracord. So to show it off here to new viewers, we've been doing things like this while we've been under quarantine. That is one of the blades from this week. All of my blades are done with 1060 steel, which unfortunately is not stainless. So the only problem is I have to etch everything. So I etch it all black except for the edge, which gets kind of ground off because I try to give it a little bit of rust protection. So, excuse me. So generally I try to acid etch everything, give it a little bit of protection and make it, you know, make it that much better so it lasts a little bit longer for people. A little bit more utility with them. So, I hope you're doing well though, Militia. I hope you're staying safe with all this crazy going on right now. Don't know where you're at, but I'm pretty sure it's impacting you one way or another because it's pretty much the only thing in the news and the only thing going on in the world right now. So, I would say, oh, it can't be impacting everybody. Well, it is. So. We got too many generals in the. We got 2 generals. Which actually, who's the higher ranking general right now? I have just a few viewers in my chat, but 2 of them are generals. So who'd have thought? It's a high ranking chat today. Yeah, I kind of think the pocket chopper could be fun though. I'm thinking of leaving the tip at 90. I think that would be kind of cool if I just leave the tip at 90 and then a little bit of ricasso and, you know, kind of a curved edge near the hand. I'm trying to make it as much of a plunge and as steep as I can. I don't think I might have been able to draw this blade out a little bit fatter, but I kind of didn't. Well, if I make you VIP of the if I'm one of the VIPs of the channel, that would be a rank, right? So, I probably should. You're here often enough. Oh, that hammer hit's gonna mess me up. I know it. About there. So fair enough. I got to work out this. Okay, so I got to work out basically where, so I have to work out the plunge grind a little bit. Let me put it on my shirt. So the plunge grind, which is what that is basically, where the handle is going to meet the blade. I have to work that out, try to draw that out a little bit to give it a little extra space. So I got to move that, and then once I move that out a little more, the handle's almost at shape. It's almost where I want it. So I did pull all my old magnets off. I have a whole bunch of fridge magnets that I pulled off my computer, off my computer tower, and so I stuck them all here. You can probably see them like here and there. There's fridge magnets stuck all over this thing now. So once I go to the grinder in a little bit, which is only going to be maybe a few minutes away here, you guys get to see my dumb sense of humor. about right. What I should do is I should have a mark for like a handle length. Well, the problem is that the side panels of my computer were where the magnets were. But either way, I think the problem that I had was that the fan that was intaking air was also pulling in filings. So I moved the computer, so now it's over here. This is why I'm looking this way when I'm talking to you guys instead of this way. So I moved it farther away, and oh man, come on, why is this doing this today? So I moved it away, and I actually put filters in front of the intakes on my computer. So I'm hoping that that kind of catches some of it. So we're going to see after today, after all the grinding. I mean, I did have it right here. It's in a case, it's in a box, but you know. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, I mean, I could assume. The thing is, like I said, I put it in a box. I tried to keep it clean. I didn't realize how much this thing throws dust. I thought so much of it was going down that I wasn't having as much of a problem. I was wrong. A lot of this wall is getting covered. So it's not as bad as the other grinder was, because the other grinder was throwing them up. So, you know, because with that one, I had it working, because it was flat, I had it working this way, so that if it did get caught, it wasn't coming at me. So I did, you know, so that one was throwing sparks. That one was throwing sparks everywhere. That was the entertaining time for the podcast, for the stream here. Maybe that's why people aren't coming back. Because they're like, man, no more grinding with sparks flying at the camera anymore. This is bullshit. I'm out. And I mean, I get that. It's fair. Fair point. Alright. Now I need to set my edge here for the wrap. Let's see, how big is my hand? That's about that big. Still don't want to scale. Well, yeah. No. The other grinder was belts. The other grinder was belts. I didn't use the stone on that. There was a stone on it, but I wasn't using that. But like I said, if I wasn't streaming, I would put all that gear on. I mean, I can go I have a respirator. You know, I have a respirator right over there. I have it, but you know, if I have to talk like, look at that, that already peaks it. It's just everything gets all jacked up. You can't hear me. And nobody wants to, you know, nobody wants to hear a streamer talk through a respirator. I mean, well, nowadays it might be the norm. But, yeah. Fair. No, I see what you mean. It's... I thought about like putting one of those face shields on, but the problem I have is with my glasses on, if I wear, you know, any kind of lenses on top of these, I have some, like, if I got one of those big plexi shields, maybe I'd be okay, but any other goggles I throw over top of this, it distorts everything so bad that it makes it really, really tough for me to see. And when I'm working on a, you know, fine project, it's very hard for me to, you know, to be like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. I don't mind if everything's all wavy as hell. Yeah, sure, that's great. That sounds like a dream. Let's see how drunk I can make it look like I was working on this thing. All right, so I got enough handle here for sure. Way more handle than I probably need. So let's see if I can work out the knife at the plunge grind. Not a very good announcer. Sounds like an announcer at a Burger King drive-thru. French fries? Yeah, sure, whatever you said. But yeah, I have one over here. I don't know. You guys can tell me how bad it sounds if I put this respirator on. There she is. Look at it. It's got its own big bag that I keep it in and everything. Whoa. Look at that big boy. I mean, I already cracked the seal on it before, so I'm not depriving a hospital of precious materials, but... Yeah, and this doesn't do well with my glasses either. Oh yeah, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, so how's this sound come across? Like a $2 microphone, I guess, right? I hope that works well. It probably sounds like shit. It's not too bad? I might have to go back and check that. I might have to see the replay. Well, yeah, because it's obviously going to change things. I'm still going to have to scream. I'm probably still going to have to scream over the grinder. But, you know, also when forging, I don't want to wear this because I'll suffocate and die. Because I need to suck wind as much as possible as it is. May not have given myself as much steel as I wanted to there. Okay. Oops. I worked it probably a little too thin, but it's not so bad. So I mean, there is enough grip there, especially if I gotta get this out just a little farther. Actually, it's not so bad a shape. Put it on my shirt there so I can see it. It's not too bad. Okay, well. Well, no, the eye shield I guess I could wear. I'd have to get one of those plastic shields. Because like I said, I have goggles, but... Well, I wanted to make it a pocket knife. I didn't want to make a big boy. You know, I mean, it's already bigger than a pocket knife is legally allowed to be in this state. But I just want to, I'm enjoying the small knives for right now. You know, I'm just doing the small little blades with the paracord and, you know, just kind of, oh my God, this is driving me crazy right now. And just kind of enjoying making the, you know, making the small stuff, because I've been making such big projects, and the big stuff's not going anywhere right now anyway, so. Well, the limit here is whatever fits inside the palm of your hand. If you can put the blade from point to ricasso, if the blade fits inside your hand, that's legal carry. So that's legal to carry on yourself. So, you know, like, so like this guy here, with my small hand, this guy is legal. That's legal for me to carry. I don't know what the actual inchage, it's, I got a ruler over here. Actually, it's right at 3.5 inches. Look at that, isn't that appropriate? So there you go, 3.5 it is apparently. So yeah, but this is a little bit longer, so. Just about ready. I'm going to straighten it for a little bit here. The technical portion of the show. Oop. Again, I told you how good I am with technical stuff. It's a little wavy. Pretty darn straight. I like it. Yeah, this one's over 5. This one's pretty big. So it's probably not a legal carry pocket knife, but some people who just collect and like them, well, that's what we get. Ah, shit. See, I'm not good at this. Told you. This is, let's put this down and try this here. Actually, it's only a little over 4 inches, so it's not too bad. If you got big mitts, you know, if you got big mitts, it might be legal. So, well, it's pretty straight. Pretty happy with it. I think I'm about ready to grind it. So, now I can't really check the balance too much until I start grinding. So, that's kind of something I have to check as time goes. So I kept it pretty small, but like I said, I'm enjoying doing the pocket stuff. I think the smaller blades are fun. Not, you know, it's a little easier for me to sell them too, because if I go to you and say, hey, you want to buy a knife, and I say, okay, sure, and I say, okay, well, here, what, where the hell is it? Here it is. It's like, well, why don't you buy this, you know, $150 chef's knife? Why don't you buy that? And you're going to go, well, that's a lot of money. And I say, okay, well, how about a $50 pocket knife? So, you know, the $50 pocket knife, you know, or a little thing that you can enjoy, you know, I think that's a lot easier for me to start selling stuff, especially if I'm going to try growing. So that's kind of why I want to do some smaller stuff for right now. I need to fill my stock with that kind of stuff, because the big stuff, it's not really flying off the shelves. Oh, well, are you surprised? Come on, really. I don't know if you've turned on a TV or the internet for the last in the last 2 weeks, but I'm gonna bet you that's why they're not there. If anybody knows where any of them are, they go get them. Trust me. Any place that you thought had stuff, people found out about it, and that stuff is just gone. No joke, gone. Everything. It's just every place that had toilet paper, masks, face shields, filters, anything, it's gone. So, you know, all that stuff, it's just, you know, it's all out of stock. I wish what would have happened was instead of companies selling this stuff and unloading it to, you know, people who were just trying to, you know, make a buck and resell this crap, you know, online, I wish companies would have, like, sold it at cost or lower to hospitals and places that needed it. You know, now there's a bunch of dickheads on eBay and Amazon and Craigslist hoarding this crap, trying to sell it for 20 times what it's worth because you got a panicked public. I think all these places that had this stuff should have been like, all right, cool, we're taking this crap off our shelves, we're selling it to hospitals, and that's what's happening. So, well, I think a lot of people right now are using the face shields with an N95 or something underneath of it, so they don't want, like, anything breathing on them. Well, yeah. Well, now, for a lot of time, people have just been hoarding it and selling it. So, like, the webcam I have is the C920, the Logitech C920. So it's a nice webcam. You know, it's worth a couple bucks. My friend gave it to me as a gift. It's a good webcam. It's a great 1080 webcam. You guys can see the quality it does. It's fantastic. And I was like, oh, I want to get another one, because now when I start grinding, I don't want, you know, I wanted to have a second camera over here so I could just go, okay, boop, and switch it over to the other camera right here. Well, you know, I tried to get one on Amazon, and because everybody's working from home, they all sold out, and $250 people were asking for it. So, you know, Oh, it's not even in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. Everything's just all going crazy right now. It's calming down, thank God. I'm glad that it's finally settling in a little bit, and people are getting their heads back on straight and unfucking themselves. But you know, it has been nuts. It really has been. So. Yeah, if you're saying Jesus to the price of what it was costing me to buy that webcam, yeah, it's not a $250 webcam. It's a nice webcam, but I'm not paying $250 for one. I went to Best Buy just when this kind of all started because I was like, just so happened was when I was wanting to get another webcam, and I went in there, and when I went into the webcam section, they were like, "Look, we're probably out, dude." So, and I went in there, and they were like, "Yeah." They took me to the aisle, and they were just gone, nothing. Let me see what we're talking about here. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know what you mean. A lot of that stuff, people have been wearing. I've seen people wearing stuff like that. They've been making these other shields that they've been wearing. They've been wearing these plastic shields now. There's so much stuff going on. A lot of people are. A lot of people. Now the good side of it is I actually know a person who's making them for a very very low price and is selling them. Well, not selling them, but if you donate the low price, whatever he says it is, to make so many of them, he's making them and then giving them to the local hospitals. So that's fantastic and that's awesome to see. But so many people are just trying to make, like, he's really doing it at cost just to make these things because he's like 3D printing, like he's got the plastic polycarbonate, but then he's got like the 3D printed thing that's on the head here and the chin or something like that. So yeah, well, that too. Well, I got the earplugs. I have my silicone plugs that I like using. I'm very fond of those. Look at this, Matt. I actually put your thing on the hook now, by the way. Oh, this needs to cool off a lot. Still about 300. I'm gonna go take it over there. Uh, well, the ones with the earmuffs. Well, I don't know if I need impact. I mean, the biggest thing I'm worried about is little pieces of grit coming off. That's the biggest thing that bombards me right now is pieces of grit, and that's the thing that is a little more worrisome. So if I had any worries or concerns, it would be about not letting grit in, and I'm pretty sure that I don't need an impact rated one. So, you know, I would hope I don't. I mean, that grinder's pretty bitchin', but also OSHA ain't coming down here either, so if they want to sponsor me and put me in a what not to do video, fine, whatever, but I ain't sponsored. A little bit more cooling off to do, and then I can grind this sucker off. Okay. No, I'm hoping not to. You know. Well, at some point, I would like to have a face shield. Wouldn't be too bad. Like going with the face shield wouldn't be so much. You know, the respirator's a trip. I mean, that might be asking a lot. So if I try going face shield and respirator, wow, I really put this on there tight today. You know, I just worry that I got so much else going on with this stream. Oh, come on, Chalk. Really, right under the cooler? You suck. Okay. All right, let's see. How big is my hand? Hand is that big. Yet again, I left it big down here. I really thought that this was like... I really thought I drilled this... I drove this out far. Go right in the middle of that big fat chalk line there. All right, so... yeah, fair enough. Well, missing the cornea is at least good. I'm going to switch this over to the other tripod here. So we're going to do some camera switchery because I'm not buying a $250 copy of my webcam because I'm a cheap bastard. So sue me. I know this is a great angle, by the way. Here, let me try to do this a little better. There we go. Glasses and a hat, and it got you. Well, I do tend to keep my head down with the hat on, so I keep my head down. So I can't really see where stuff's coming from. This hat's probably filthy, and I think about it, the top of it. This is a hat that I wear just down here, so it's actually a good little Goodwill find. It's a Guinness hat, so it's got the little Guinness logo. I am terrible at doing this in reverse, by the way. It's got the cool Guinness pins and stuff on it, and Guinness on the back. Sponsor me, Guinness! I'm a whore. I don't care. I'll take any sponsorship I can get. I don't care. Is it wool? Probably. No, probably not. It's probably cheaper than that. It is, it's just made of pure hat. 40 cotton, 35 poly, 20 rayon, 3% wool, 2% spandex. So, yeah. Yeah, well, that's why I'm trying not to stick my head in the fire. That's for when I have a really bad day. Oh, there you go, and the magnets finally show up. You can finally... The magnets are finally getting their time on camera. I gotta buy another hot light, too, I think. I should buy another hot light. Actually, I can go way closer here. There we go. Let's bring this in a little bit. Okay, there we go. No, I'm just, I want a light for this area. You know, for just this specific area, like this whole grinding area. I mean, well, I guess it's not too bad, yeah, because there's a light right here that's over this way to my right, over my right shoulder. I just kind of want something over my left shoulder, because anytime I go like this, I lose the light on stuff. So I kind of want something on my left side to light up. So let's go this way. Right, that's what I'm saying, so I'm going to see my work. That's the thing. Okay, cool. I'm going to grind over here. So put some gloves back on. Actually, I'm going to move this thing because it's, how hot is it? Where can I touch this? There or not there? Cool. Okay. On the blade side. Gotta find the hot spot. Okay, it's only 100 there. I can handle 100. Give myself a little bit more room to work here. Tighten that up. That's right. All right, I'm going to go put the sledgehammer back. Don't ask. It's better that way. I have a pickaxe, too. That ain't going to accomplish much. Oh, wait. Is that where that goes? Oh, that's where that goes. Okay, cool. I got so many nails in the rafters of this house. Whoever buys this house next is going to be like, what the hell was wrong with this guy? Okay. So mind your ears, folks. We're going to go to the grinder. So headphone users, beware. I apologize. You've been warned. That's all you get. How much is a plasma cutter? Almost there. Come on, baby. Oh, God, that's no fun. Okay. Come on. There we go. There's that. Yeah. Go back a little bit so we can show off the magnets. Let's see, how's that work? Well, we got one magnet on there. Ooh, that was hot. That was a lot of grinding. Okay, let's move my phone off of my table. Boop. And let's move this up here. There we go. More silly, childish magnets. I thought these would show up better on camera, but I guess you guys don't need to see up that high anyway, so there we go. So, my humorous magnets. Yeah, water jet table. I'll get right on that. That'd be hilarious. My wife will be like, oh yeah, that's what you need. All right, there we go. Let's grab a 36 grit, which is over here. Actually, let's just grab all the belts because I can, because it's my shop. This is how we get the female viewers, by the way. I grind with the butt angle and I change my belts with the butt angle. So that's how I try to get the female demo in here. So it's sad, but whatever. Trying whatever I can. I don't know if it's working, but maybe. Alrighty, let's tighten everything up. I don't need more squats. I don't have an ass as it is. Come on now. I wear a belt to keep my underwear up. Look at that, 36 grit. Oh, nice and fresh. This is my least favorite. This is my least favorite time of grinding. The fresh 36 grit belt. Ah, it's so much fun. Do I have some kind of face shield? I think I may have something. I'm gonna go take a look. Hang on a moment. What do I have? I swore I had something like that. I thought I did at one point. I have some kind of goggles, but these don't really do that much of a job. Oh God, they look terrible. I can't even see shit through those. I thought I had a face shield. I really did. But maybe I am just thinking of the respirator. So, God, I put too much shit on my steps. Yeah, hey, Havoc. Yep, the grinder is here. It's in all its magnet-covered glory. So she's been cranking out some great work. I hope you've been all right, Havoc. Haven't seen you in a bit. I've been doing some great projects with it, like this lovely little beauty. We did the acid etched black sides, paracord. You know, so this has been the quarantine blade spree, I guess. And we got this lovely little guy. We got the thumb rest in the back, this lovely little Skinner blade here. More paracord, because I'm kind of on a paracord kick. But we, nice little acid etch and a nice, I love, absolutely love my bevel grinding jig, which is giving me perfect bevels. So that's what we've been up to. I've been cranking out some cool stuff. So we're going to see what we can do here. We got this lovely little chopper that we're working with. We're going to do this little guy, a little pocket chopper, I guess. I'm going to square everything up. I'm probably going to leave the point square here. So that's going to be square. Thanks, Matt. They're coming out good. And if you guys want to see better pictures of them, you can feel free. Oh, I cut that way short. Yep, cut that way short. Well, maybe in the glove. Well, it's not too bad. It's going to be a small handle. But I cut it short again. God damn. But it's a pocket knife, so I'm going to round the back. It'll be fine. But yeah, if you guys want, want to see better pictures, if you are enjoying this stuff, if you want to see how things come out, make sure you check out the Instagram right about here. There it is, Instagram. Check out the Instagram because I'm going to post good pictures once everything's all up and done. So, hey, no problem, man. I hope you get it fixed up. So, get some rest, man. I'll talk with you. I know you've had a hell of a long day at work, I'm sure, dealing with all the people locked in their houses. So, I don't even want to get into that right now. I'm sure that's it's not what you want to talk about. So, but hey, take care of yourself, Matt. Thank you for stopping by. I'm going to actually take off this flat part because I got to magnet grind this thing anyway. Dummy. Order of operations. I need the bitchin' magnet. I know it's that because it says it right on the side. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'm having trouble with light over here. But it says bitchin' right there because I put it on there. So that means it is. So, boop. There we go. We got one bitchin' magnet. We're going to try to get this thing squared up. Let's bring this up a little bit. There we go. This tripod's pretty nice. This gives me some latitude with which to work. So, and I am going to have to put it back here because the leg of said tripod is right underneath me here. So, yeah, that's about right. About where we want. Cool. So let's start squaring this sucker up. Oh, yeah, okay. Two more things. Let's try all the rest of the smart things that we need to do. I need my ear protection, and I'm going to drop the audio. Because it's very loud, and I still haven't figured out how to work the balance yet to make it not terrible. But I'll yell over it, I promise. I will try to remember to yell as much as I can so you guys can hear me. I know you guys want to hear what I have to say as I do this. Now, even I can't say that with a straight face. So, but yeah, Havoc, I'm glad to see you, man. I know you've been, it's always nice seeing you around here when you're hanging out. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's always been great having you in the channel. All you guys, it really means a lot to me. So, it's always good having you here. I'm glad I can keep bringing you a better and better product as things go on, which is my goal. So let's fire this baby up. Let's see what we got here today. Oh yeah, there's that nice fresh 36 doing work. Oh, that's not even funny how fast that works. Oh, that is lovely. We're just cleaning that right up. Getting it all ready. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grind this whole thing flat on this side here, which I'm grinding on now. I'm going to grind it all flat. Once this is all flat, I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to grind the other side flat. And then I'm only going to bevel on that one side. I'm trying something different, whatever. It might look really cool, it might not, I don't know. But I want to just grind the knife flat on this side. Once I get the handle flat, I'm going to flip it over, do the other side. Same thing, get it nice and flat, get a nice edge, get a nice something to work with. Dunk it in the tank. So I got one hammer hit in the handle that's out of place. So I just got to grind that out. You can see that right there, one low spot that I want to take care of. But it's getting there. I want to get it nice and flat all the way down. And then once it's nice and flat, I'll just get a really nice flat profile on this back side. I can pretty much finish that on the flat rest because I am going to use this whole flat part pretty much like this to grind the back, the spine, and edge to a nice square profile as well. I kind of want something nice and square. It's got a little bit of curve up to it, as you can probably tell, but I guess I'm gonna have to keep it so I don't lose too much blade. I probably should have got rid of it if I didn't like it, but we're gonna go with it. So that's what we got. This is the point in the stream where my wife wants to kill me. Okay, handle's pretty flat. I just got to get a little bit more of this hammer mark out, and I'll be happy. And then I'm going to go to the other side. But this grinder's been an absolute treat. The quality of things is so much better now. I'm super happy with it. I feel like I'm actually making stuff that people would want now. So there's that. Alright. Flip this thing over before it gets too thin on this side here. It's pretty nice and straight now. A little bit of a mark which I can get rid of. But I'm going to be able to grind the whole side of this flat on the rest. Ugh. Magnet is being tricky. I need my wire brush to knock off some of the filings that get stuck to the magnet. Okay, here we go. Let's feed this baby back in. I do feel that it helps that I step to the side. I mean, my arm is getting pelted to all hell with grit and stuff, but I feel stepping to the side kind of helps me not get absolutely pelted with stuff. So where my right arm is, I'm actually closer to the camera than, I'm not keeping my head directly behind my right arm. Because these grits hurt. These 36 ceramic grits hurt like hell. If you guys still have any questions, if you're new, if you're hanging around, please feel free to drop a line, guys. I can still see the chat, despite it being on the other side of the room now. But I can still see the chat, so don't worry about that. Please feel free. If you want to talk, please do. And if you want to choke on your own spit like I do, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. I'm not even good at talking. Probably why I'm not professional. pretty good. I like this. Handle's looking good. Handle's getting nice and clean. Just a little bit more. A little bit more and she'll be good. It's not like I'm that worried about it though, because I am going to bury that underneath the paracord anyway, so shouldn't be too much to worry about. Okay. Now, let's see. How flat is this? Not very, but we can make it flatter. Now, I'm going to have to grind. Yes, I'm going to have to do with this. Put the magnet in my pocket. I forgot I have pockets. That's so cool. Told you guys, I'm not real good at this. Okay, cool. Let's go over to flat. Come on, get in there. Okay, I guess that feels. Oops, hello. Pay attention. All right, let's get this all squared up here, make it look nice. And that's why I wanted to move this. Okay, cool. Let me find a better way to put this here. It's not absolutely in my way under my feet. Cool, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to trip over that again. You guys are too close. Okay. You got to set the plunge grind. I don't know why this belt is wobbly. I don't think it's cut straight. All the wheels are dead solid, but the belt's wobbling left and right, so that's good. That's good news. We're starting to get the shape. I'm going to grind a little edge into the bottom of this handle as kind of a stop for the paracord. That'll kind of hold the paracord in at the end there. Keep it from trying to run off the end of the handle since I'm not drilling a hole in this thing. I don't want to drill into it, and I don't want to try any of that funny stuff, so... Tried doing that before, and I had to file it, and oh my goodness, I am not doing that again. Okay, so let's get this flat. Let's get this cooled off. How about that first? Yeah, let's do that. That's a way better plan. Getting closer. This is the side I want flat. I'm going to keep this side totally flat. So I'm going to get all of the forge scale and hammer marks out. So this side is going to be perfectly flat. This side I'm going to get somewhat flat, probably just on the lower half here. And then the top half is going to get beveled. So it's not really going to have to be perfect. So we got that going for us. There's not a ton of 36 grinding. I'm gonna have to do a bit to get this side kind of where I want it. Because of this right here. This spot is kind of curved a little bit towards the other side. It's got a little bit of a curve to it. So that spot I just have to grind down a little bit more. It's catching up. I mean, I wouldn't have to worry about it if I just double beveled this, but I'm trying to do something a little exotic and different. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to look good. It might look stupid. It's just fine. But this is all a learning thing for me, so learning and doing all that is, you know, it's all part of the process. Anything I can make is fun. Just got to keep it cool. Starting to get there. Get that one spot there and a little bit back here. This is almost gone. Oh, excuse me. It's just a little rolled over. Balance is still very much in the blade, so I got a lot of blade to get rid of. I don't even know if this is going to look cool. It might not. So, this might not even look really good. I hope it does, though. I like it though. Nice and clean. I'm actually gonna, I gotta round this off anyway, so I'm not gonna leave it like super sharp edged here, so that could give me, you could grind off some of this that I have to try to remove. So I want to see where I gotta grind it to kind of get my finished shape. So I kind of like that finished shape there. Just round this off a little bit. Now, I think the end, so I want to leave this part pointed because that'll give me an easier way to grind it to it. So I want that 90 degrees, and then up here it's going to be rounded off. So actually maybe a little less than 90. Just a hair less than 90, I think. Yeah, like that. That's perfect. So basically that. Right. Almost there. It's so close. So little left to do. I actually really like this. This is a little cool pocket chopper. I'm trying to remember a weave style I did with the paracord before that lets you kind of weave a pattern over another one. So like I can weave underneath and do one color and then do a second color over top, which I think would look really cool on this blade and thicken up the grip a little bit. Just about clean, so I'm going to start working on the other side. Try getting this other side cleaned up, get it flat. Try to get over here by the camera. Shouldn't take nearly as long because I don't have to actually clean it all the way up to the edge. Since this isn't going to be, since it's going to be beveled instead of flat on this side, so this bevel will help. Alright, getting there. Fresh 36 really gets everything done so fast. So we're getting there. That'd be kind of cool to leave that on there if it was on the back. I've always wondered about how I would do that and leave a forge scale back of a blade. I'm not quite sure how to do that. and make it look okay. Ah, hot. There we go. I think that's not bad. That bevel's a little too far, though. I might have to clean it down a lot more than I thought, because I don't know. I kind of want just one cut. I gotta change these gloves, too. Give me 1 second. I want to put my other good gloves on here. Stay. Okay, here we go. Now we got good gloves on. All right. Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. Rest came a little off the edge here, so I gotta tighten this up a bit. It started to squeak down in between there. I may have ground this too thin. Oh, there you go. Kick the thing again, Jess. Good job. Bring this in a little closer here. Alright, I guess it's time to try to bevel. See if we can get it close. Now, I need to remember I'm not doing both sides. I might forget at some point. Let's see if this C-clamp will do the job for me today and I can actually get through this. Probably not, because I'm clumsy as hell today, apparently. Nice and off to the side. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Okay. So, this needs to be pretty fine. So let's see what the first pass does. Yep, need finer. Okay. Where am I going? Down. There we go. Alright, let's go nice and fine here. Try to work this. Alright, I have to take this off of here. I hate hammering cold steel, but there's a little bit of a bend from me grinding, and I have to kind of tap it straight here, or I'm going to have bigger problems very soon. So I'm going to see if I can do that and tap this edge just a little bit to try to straighten it. Yeah, that's not good. Not easy to do this. I'm just trying to bend it just a hair because there's a little bit of a bow. It looks like I got it kind of caught at one point here. But it's moving slowly. That's better. Now we're almost there. Just a little lovey tappy tap. Not a lot of hard hammering here. Just some subtle coaxing to get it back. So I had to straighten it out because it was just a little wobbly in the middle. So now I think I'm happy. Let me put it back on the bevel grinder and bring it back up. not gonna lie, I'm not 100% happy with this already, but I don't know. It's not as flat as I wanted it to be. There's some issues here and there, so I'm not super happy with the way the grind is right now, but we're gonna make do. A little better. Got this lovely little peak here at the front. That's kind of cool. I like that bevel. It's actually coming up nice and clean. Sparks are building up on here. Bloop into the drink. Did I put you guys all to sleep already? Or did you just mute me because the sound of the grinder's insufferable? I wouldn't be mad at you for either. But we got a pretty good shape so far. I like the edge, so I think I'm about ready for heat treat. As long as I don't touch this bevel angle. So, pocket chopper, I like. It's not bad, actually. I'm pretty happy with it. Nice sharp bevel. Still coughing from that inhaling my own spit earlier because I'm smart. Yeah, there's definitely a little warp there in the middle. But I may have to heat treat another time because it is 3 hours in here. It's 9:30. So it is a little late. Oh man, I don't know. Should I just heat treat now so I can temper overnight, maybe? Or not overnight, but tomorrow morning, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little torn here with what I want to do. But I want to touch up this this edge that's just a little bowed. I don't know what I did. Just need to coax it just a little. Yeah, I don't like that. I didn't do a very good job on that one. Still a little springy. I might be able to just give her some bend. Ooh, wait a minute. Hang on now. I think that might have done it. Now, wait a minute. That might have worked. Let's bring her up to the flat surface here. That's actually much better. Oh, still a horrible, horrible low spot that got ground into the blade. Well, then what I'll do is I'll have to grind some out up here. And it's rocking right now because the handle's thicker, which is fine. But it's actually thin enough right now that I can bend it. I'm not happy with that. But the backside is flat right now. It's very, very much flat. And I'm actually happy with the fact that it's flat. So, well, I don't know if I want to heat treat tonight because, you know what? What the hell? We'll heat treat tonight. Why not? Let's heat treat. I'm going to change the camera angle up for the heat treat because, why not? So, if you are out there, I'm going to turn the volume up now because I'm not grinding. Turn this volume back up. There we go. We're back. So, if you're new to the channel, if you're hanging around, please, guys, feel free to say hello. Let me know you're out there. If you have any questions, also, same thing. Don't forget to ask away. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have. We're going to do the heat treat now. So I'm going to heat treat here. Drop it in the quench tank, which is approaching. Oh, it's heavy. Okay, we're going to bring this over here. We'll put that facing the camera because I put the pretty stencil on there. Oh, magnet. So let's get the forge fired back up again. Oh, raid. Chicks. Oh, I appreciate the raid, Chicks. Thank you so much. Hope everybody's doing all right. Welcome to the channel, guys. You are just in time for the heat treat. So you just missed all the awesome grinding. So that's always fun. So thank you, guys. Welcome to the channel. Welcome aboard. It is time to... we're doing a heat treat on this little pocket chopper. So this is what we're starting with. So, so there we go. So if you guys like fire and quenching, well, guess what? This is the time for it. So we're going to quench. The forge is just over here. If you guys... Oh, thank you, Big K-Boy. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate it. Welcome aboard, guys. I'm going to get this baby nice and hot. Here's the forge right here, if this is your first time joining. So... Bob Ross, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Thank you as well, sir. So we're going to quench this bad boy. We're going to get it heated up here. We're going to drop it in here. And then tomorrow, I'm going to temper it. Nobody needs to see that because that's not really exciting unless you guys really actually do want to watch me watch a knife in an oven for an hour. I don't think anybody really needs to see that. So, woo, there we go. So here we go. So we're going to get this baby nice and hot. We're going to quench it. So I need to do some normalizing. She just came off the grinder, so let's bring it up here nice and close. This is what we're working on, the little pocket chopper. I'm going to paracord the handle. Well, there you go. So then you guys should definitely be purchasing some of my blades. If you are traveling, here's some of the recent stuff we've been making. Thanks to the quarantine, we have a couple blades that we have just finished. We've got the Skinner up top with the thumb rest on the back, and we've got just the regular old hunting camp knife on the bottom. Unfortunately, they are not, because I haven't found any, but if this goes on much longer here with all this fun from, I'm actually going to move the camera so that it's not all the chat is on top of my thing here. Decodes, thank you so much. Thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. But if this goes on much longer in quarantine, I may be a zombie. So I'm probably going to test one on myself. Oh God, yeah. It's been a while since I've heard that joke. So I want to normalize this thing first. This one's been through hell and back, so I kind of need to normalize it, get it straightened out. Oh, there you go. You guys get to see my face for the first time. So this is very, very thin today. I need to keep it straight. So I'm doing a single-edged grind, by the way. I'm actually only grinding this on one side. So it's a single bevel grind, I guess. I don't know what you would exactly call it. If you guys hang around here long, you're going to realize that I'm not very good with terminology. I'm actually terrible at it. I enjoy what I do, but I'm terrible at terminology. So that's kind of the fun part of being in my channel. I don't know half of what I'm doing. I've only been doing this about a year, to be fair. So, so chisel grind. There we go. Thank you. See, like I said, I'm not really good with some of that stuff. So, trying to straighten this thing out. It's very thin. To get her nice and flat while using the crappiest tongs that I have. I think that's pretty straight. This thing's going to warp like hell when I quench it. I'm going to bet this thing is going to warp like a son of a bitch. This is going to be ugly. But I ground it too thin. I got a little crazy. I still have, I don't know, I started talking too much while I was grinding today, and I don't know. I just got out of my own head, and then the next thing I know, I'm like, oh, that's funny. That's really way thinner than I was hoping for. Glad you guys know more than I do. If I'm going to lose a blade, this is going to be the one. So let's see how we do here, huh? Give it a few seconds. It's not bad. The edge is going to have to get ground down because the edge got all warped and wobbly, but other than that, it's actually okay. So the edge was too fine to heat treat in the middle. I overground it in the middle. So that's kind of, No, I'm not actually drilling this one. I'm going to do paracord wrap on the handle. Um, so no need for that, unfortunately. So sorry, I'm trying to keep up with all you guys in the chat here. But it looks good. Yeah, I did grind it a little too thin, which is fine. I'm going to make up for it on the grinder. I don't need you anymore. Turn this off. Don't drop it. Stupid. Oh, man. But, yeah, this isn't too bad a one. I mean, some of the stuff I've been doing, while trapped under quarantine has been, a little more fun, but I got a little ambitious with this guy. I kind of hammered it a little too thin, and yeah, I'm not going in there for it. If it gets dropped down there, it stays down there. It ain't coming back out. I ain't reaching down in that oil. I don't want it that. I'm not even a fan of this. I'm not that happy with this blade. I'll be like, nope, it belongs to the quench tank now. That's just the way it is. So that's just a shame. Oop, watch the food. So, I mean, I know it's hard. It's a good blade. It stayed straight, didn't crack. So the edge got a little wobbly. Got to clean her up a tad. Well, if you there's two things that can happen. If you drop it while the blade is still super hot, there's a really good chance it's going to bend, because when it goes in there, it's still hot, so it just bends under its own weight, and you warp the hell out of the blade. The other thing is it just gets covered in oil. If I would just drop it in there now, nothing would happen. I just have to reach in there. So yeah, this blade in water would have just shattered. I guarantee that. This blade would have just shattered into pieces. So, I mean, there's probably, this quench tank is pretty new. So, I got this one recently. So this one hasn't been, been too abused yet. So I haven't lost a lot of crap in. But yeah, that's a pretty good way to crack it though, Bob, for sure. So, oh, that's not too bad. Only one. Well, I'm sure I'll give it some time. But this isn't too bad. It didn't crack. I didn't hear any tings. It held out okay. It's got a nice little bluing line right here on the back, which is kind of cool, because I didn't want the heat to travel all the way up. But I am going to paracord wrap it, so to do the paracord wrap, I left one little edge right there so it doesn't run off. I wanted to just run the paracord up to there. So that's basically what we're going to do. So I'm going to have to grind off a lot of this edge, make this thing a little thinner, unfortunately, because of this little spot here is a little thin and it got a little wobbly in the quench. So I'm just going to have to grind that off, and that's fine. I can live with that. That's not the worst thing. There's still plenty of meat on this blade, up and down. So we're going to go back to the grinder in just a moment. Scrape some of this shavings off here now that you guys are here for the grinder. Let's bring this back over to the grinder. There we go. Tripods are awesome. Yeah, don't mind my awesome magnets. I think they're hilarious. Although there's a lot of dumb stuff that I think is hilarious. So this is just some of it. But really, thank you guys for hanging in here, guys. Thank you so much for coming in. And thank you, Chicks, for the raid. I really appreciate it. I hope all you guys out there are doing well. I do try to stream every Tuesday and Thursday night. I'm trying to do a little bit more now. Now that I got the new grinder, I'm a little more motivated to make some cooler, to make more stuff. Now that I can actually, I can actually get work done now. The magnet that I had, this is my bitchin' magnet. This is great for when you want to grind on the platen. Boom, magnet, holds it, it's bitchin'. It doesn't always like to let go though. Jesus. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so great magnet, does the job real well. Spine actually didn't get too hard, which is good. Yeah, spine's actually still soft, which is nice. So this thing's still got a little bit of bend. That magnet basically is, you can get magnets like that from any knife making place, Amazon. Honestly, you can get them anywhere. They're from a company called Magnet Source. They're basically made for this. They're basically like you know, knife making magnets for just that purpose. Frankly, they're not too expensive. $13, $13 for the magnet. That's all it cost me. So let's see. We should be good here. Now, thing about the channel is, unfortunately, this grinder is big. It is loud. It is angry. So I'm going to turn my volume down so that your headphones and/or speakers and/or phones don't explode. And then I'm going to put some plugs in because I like my hearing. So I'm going to turn this down. There we go. And I'm just going to yell a little bit louder. So well, keep your volume up nice and high, and you probably still won't have it after this is all done and over with. Because quite frankly, I can't put my gloves on and put my plugs in. And let me make a recommendation. If you don't care about your hearing, well, then you can stop listening for the next 20 seconds. If you do like your hearing, I would highly recommend getting custom molded silicone earplugs. They are reusable, they are durable, and they really do a great job knocking the sound out. I've had this pair for 4 years. I basically use it for shooting and working down here in the shop and all that. And I would highly recommend them to anybody who wants to protect their hearing for any extended period of time. So yeah, there's that. So do that. Keep yourself safe. Keep your hearing safe, folks. Come on. Do yourself a favor. So here we go. So like I said, I'm going to have to turn this on. This thing's a little loud. This is a 3 horsepower, 220 volt, 2x72 grinder. I am not saying the company name because I had a lot of problems with their customer service. So that's what kind of grinder it is. So the 3 horsepower makes it nice and loud. But like I said, I'm not saying the company name because I had a lot of issues with their customer service and when the order was actually sent. And so I'm not, Well, I don't want to do that now. Come on. I mean, I had my bad enough review. I don't need to send other people off to do their bad reviews. You didn't even buy it. If you bought one, go for it. It is a beast, though. It is an angry beast. With 36 grit belt, it gets a lot of work done in a real hurry. No need to, because I'm not going to go sharing their name around to anybody. I just won't. So I'm not going to tell people what the name is. I'm just not going to say, but like my belts, I get them from Red Label Abrasives. They're amazing belts. I would gladly tell anybody, go to Red Label Abrasives. Their customer service is amazing. Shipping is always free. Their belts are fantastic, and they last a very long time, the ceramic belts. I like Red Label Abrasives, and I will gladly tell everybody to go buy them. But I'm not going to say where my very, very expensive grinder came from because, whatever. The grinder, I wish. That would have saved me a ton of trouble. You might be able to get some of the parts. I guess, I don't even know if they have big enough tube steel. But I guess if you were creative enough, you could get one from Home Depot in bits. That would be cool. So there's that low spot. It already ground out that low spot right there. So I have to deal with that. Yeah, they have 1 inch. They have 2-inch grinders. They do. Horrible Freight has 1-inch grinders, but they're just not going to do this kind of work. This is 6,600 material feet per minute. It's moving a lot of belt in a lot of hurry, and as you can tell by my extremely thin blade, it will eat up your stuff if you let it. So you have to be careful, you have to pay attention, and you can't just let the blade go and just be like, oh cool, this is fun. Because as soon as you stop paying attention, next thing you know, you got a piece of paper. Well, that's not very optimistic, Bob. That's not very nice. This thing still has some flex, so I don't think it's super hard. But I want to get a nice flat surface. I gotta get that one little. You can see that where the light kind of gets weird. I have to get that out and get it nice and flat on this one side. Let me see here. Yeah, these are. Oh well. Yeah, these are actually rail anchor. These are pieces from a rail anchor. So this is really pretty good steel. This is 1060 steel, spring steel, so it makes for a really, really nice knife when all is said and done. So I've been using this stuff pretty exclusively. It's very high carbon. Unfortunately not stainless. So, yeah, well, yeah, that part there's a problem. But like I said, that was where those wobbles came from. So I had to straighten that out, and I knew that was going to grind out, and I'm going to grind down below that. So once those are gone, now I'm getting it kind of straight. You can see it straight down there. The chips are going to go away because I'm going to reprofile it now that I've hardened it. So I did grind it too thin, and that's kind of the price you pay if you grind it too thin before you heat treat. Like I said, I kind of lost track of what I was doing. I was talking too much, and this happened. So basically, I'm going to regrind the profile on my grinding jig until I get below that. So once that chip goes away, that's what we're looking at. So this side's flat, nice and clean now. That's what we're looking for there. So then I'm going to go over to this side, get the bottom profiled flat, and then I'm going to put it back in the grinding jig I have. Well, I'm going to clean up the other parts of it too, the handle and all that, and get the heat treat scale and all that stuff off. Sadly, I got to grind out the nice little bluing, although it does look really cool. There's one. Let's see if I can get the light on it one last time here. You see that cool bluing right there. But sadly, that's going to have to go. I want to make a karambit. I have one that I have. The only problem I have is I don't know how to grind the edge on the equipment I have. Because of the concave nature of the karambit, well, yeah, I started to make one, but the problem is I don't know how to grind the edge. I can shape it, but I don't know how to grind the edge with what I have with the flat parts and things like that. So that's something I'm working on and learning, and I probably will be making one very soon in the near future. So again, now that I have this grinder, a lot of the stuff I'm going to make is going to change drastically from just kind of mess around knives to, you know, some blades that are very functional, pretty, and I'm very proud of. So, but yeah, soon. I do want to make one. They are on my list because they are one of my favorite things. I have a folder that's my personal EDC, and I love it. And so, you know, I wanted to try to make more. And again, I have only been doing this for a year. I've had this grinder for maybe 3 weeks. So, you know, the issue is that I haven't been doing this terribly long. So I really should have. I really should temper this. I'm starting to worry that I might have to temper this before I try regrinding this edge. So I may have to cut the stream until tomorrow. Because this might be a little too brittle to grind the edge. So, sadly. Which means I have to temper the steel back. It's a little too hard and brittle right now. Well, they're fun. I just basically have a toaster oven. I set it to 400 for 1060 steel. Set it to 400 for about an hour. Leave it there, bring it out, and it takes the brittle away. So that's really it. That's what all the books say for 1060 steel. The chef's knives, I mean, I like the whole profile of my chef's knives, but the problem is that without the bevel grinder, I wasn't really fond of the bevels, and that's kind of what upset me about those blades. They lost a lot of that luster for me because of that. So I'm trying to get this cleaned up. Any of the little bows here. Toaster ovens are great. They're very useful. You know, if you can control the temperature, they're perfect for, you know, they're perfect for it, really. So, but yeah, I am going to have to temper this back because this is very, very brittle, especially on the edge. So I'm going to definitely have to temper this back. So I can't do much more here tonight. I'm going to try to get this flat, and then I have to cut it tonight. I apologize. Unfortunately, you guys are popping in just a shade late. I'd love to sit down here and do more, but it is 10 o'clock my time. Oh, okay, 1 of 10. I'm sorry, little short of 10 o'clock. But I do want to finish this. I'll probably work on it tomorrow at some point. So please, if you haven't already, please follow the channel so you can see when I go live. I want to start streaming a lot more now that I have this grinder and I'm bringing some better products to all of you guys. So, I mean, any of you who have followed, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You think? Thank you, Texas. I appreciate it. Well, thank you guys so much. A fire brick, huh? I never thought of that. I have extra fire bricks. So, like what? Like a piece or a whole brick? It's not a terribly large toaster oven. But you think the fire brick would help keep the temperature? I thought that would be more of a temperature sink. Or I thought anyway. Okay, that's fair. I have tons of extra pieces. I got pieces of fire brick all over the place. Okay, well that's what I'll have to do then. I'll have to do that. So tomorrow I'll have to do that, and I could do the finalizing of this tomorrow and probably start on a brand new blade. So probably earlier in the afternoon than I am now, because I'll have more time tomorrow. I got a little caught up with car stuff today, so you know, I had to make sure my car was still going to get me from A to B. You know, the important stuff. But, yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's a nice little Black & Decker. It's not a bad one. But I do need any kind of help with it that I can to make sure that it doesn't get unruly with me, as most of my tools like to do. Most every tool I have just doesn't like to do what I ask it. I probably don't usually ask it properly, so. But that's the chisel grind we're looking at. Oh yeah, this basically has no insulation, almost none. So I made sure I put it away from everything else. It's all the way on the other side of my shop. I mean, I could bring it over here, and that would be a really boring piece of stream, just leaving a knife in the thing for an hour. I don't know if that would really, I don't know if that would help my viewership at all. Probably hurt it. Okay, where's the balance at? So the balance is right about there. That's what we're looking for. That's a pretty good balance, if you ask me. I'm still going to take a little bit of weight out of here. I can still take a little bit more off the handle because I'm going to be adding paracord, so I want to take a little bit more weight out anyway. Perfectly balanced, like everything should be. Sorry. I haven't even seen the stupid movie. Also, if you guys do want to see better pictures or better finished products, do feel free to check out the Instagram if you haven't already. I mean, I can hold some stuff up to the camera when I'm done, but I can take much better pictures on my phone and post them there. So that's where I keep the stuff that's done for sale, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I think I'm about done with the grinder for today. So, might as well do some show and tell for some of you who are new to the channel, so I can bring up some of the new blades and things that I've finished. So, put the audio back and get these earplugs out. There we go. Look at that. Now I don't have to scream. All right. Nice. That's better. Okay. So, as far as some of the stuff that we've got, if you guys are interested in some of the blades I've made, we have the 8-inch chef's knife with the oak handle, which is kind of nice. I like the oak. Oak just looks really pretty. I've always liked the grain. Again, 1060 steel chef's knife, but I couldn't really do much beveling with this because of that. Yeah, oak. Yeah, I know. Restream, the Restream thing takes a little bit. I apologize. So there is a little bit of a delay. Oak is always nice. I do have some things back here with mahogany handles. So what do we got with mahogany? Well, we got this chopper. Since we're doing the other chopper, this is a poultry chopper I made. This is the mahogany handle. No, I don't. I don't pay for Restream, so I can't stream to like my my other Facebook. I just do the non-pay Restream, and it goes to my normal human Facebook, not the actual like the in your head Facebook. So it's fine. It puts me on YouTube, Facebook, and here. So, but this is the mahogany handle. It lets you I get 3. I go, like I said, I go YouTube, Facebook, but personal Facebook. You can't do like a business Facebook. So like you have to use like your personal one. And you know, so Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I do all 3. So we got the poultry chopper here, which I'm holding. So mahogany handle, a little darker. This one's heavy. This one's thick, heavy. This is good for like chicken bone. Same kind of thing if you're chopping through that stuff. So that's why I made this big, heavy monster. Well, here's the issue, though. If you are a Twitch affiliate, you can't stream there. So I had to punt my affiliate because if you restream, if you go through Twitch, the issue is that if you're an affiliate through Twitch, they have a 24-hour exclusivity. So, well, just to answer the question, they have a 24-hour exclusivity. So whatever you stream on Twitch is theirs for 24 hours. So if you, you know, whatever you streamed, it would be, you know, you can't restream if you're an affiliate. So basically, so I had to boot my affiliate to do that because I felt like I wasn't growing as much on Twitch and wasn't reaching enough people. So I wanted to reach out on YouTube, and I did it on Facebook because my relatives can't figure out how to use Twitch. So I did it on my Facebook as well, so I thought YouTube would help. It's really not, but it's fun anyway. So we got another mahogany handled, basically mirror finish chef's knife. The other ones I all acid etch because for stainless steel protection. But this one I basically mirrored it all up. It's a shame I couldn't get as nice of a bevel on this. Oh no, this is oak handle again, oak handled with the finger well, and so chef's knife again. So with the lovely sheath included. So I got to start putting some of these up on the Instagram. So the Instagram pictures are going to start going up soon. I have some other things that I'm going to be putting up. I'm just trying to catch up and things like that. We did a little guy with my first inlaid pin, which was actually kind of fun. Let's see if the camera will focus on the pin. Focus on the pin. Focus. There we go. So brass and steel pins kind of inlaid in there. A little hard to do with the light. But I went maple handle with the inlaid pin. Sadly not the prettiest knife I've made, but cool pin inlay practice. A lot of these knives were made mostly before I had this grinder, so removing any material after I was done forging was nigh on impossible. So I couldn't really get things the shape I wanted to. Yeah, I did. Wasn't too hard. I figured it out. So I just did it with, I did it with some of the stuff that I had laying around, and I just made the pin and put it in there. So a lot of the stuff that I have is stuff that I was learning. I've been learning and, doing different little things as I go. So each blade kind of has something new to it. Just as like okay, I could try this. Like this was a different steel. This was a little Tonto that I did. This is just the mirrored steel again, oak handle. I just cleaned it up. It's the same 1060 steel. Or no, actually, this is different. I'm not actually 100% sure what this steel was. It came from like a chipping gun piece, I guess. So I kept dragging it out. I was gonna just keep making it long, and then I kind of remembered that my quench tank at the time was only so deep, so I was like, I gotta stop. But I kept just dragging this piece of chipping gun out, whatever the hell it was, and I ended up with this cool little guy. So, but there's a lot of things I would have liked to have done. The side's not perfectly flat, but again, this was all on a grinder that was not great. The grinder was slow, weak, no horsepower. It's basically a modified bench grinder. So now I can get flatter edges and surfaces. I mean, just to see a perfectly flat surface like this, just it's so much better to work with, and it really helps. The finished quality. It's like I know it's not perfect, so now that I have some of the right tools, that's fun. Actually, the fun thing that I like making, this is a good one for everybody. So if you have too much sharp, pointy shit in your house, and you want to mix things up, this is another little fun thing we do down here, which I get friends in on every so often. And we do bottle openers out of rail spikes. So these are fun, very heavy, and they rip the crap out of bottle lids. They tear them right off, and I even stamp my logo into them there. Which is hard to see. Let me see if I can find one that's a little bit clearer. There's one. So even got my own little stamp that I made that is my logo, which is down there in the bottom corner. So I have a little stamp that I stamp into stuff sometimes. It's a little harder on knives, but these it's kind of fun. So, that's most of the stuff I've really done. I got a whole bag of those bottle openers, but really, guys, I appreciate all you guys who have made it in here, and thank you so much. I really hope to bring you guys some more entertaining stuff, and hopefully tomorrow I'm going to finish this bad boy, so we get a nice cool bevel on it. The bevel and everything will get all straightened out as the whole knife gets flattened. But it's a cool little pocket chopper. That's what I'm going to call it. It's the pocket chopper. So, I'm coming along, Thanks, chicks. I mean, it's been, it's not, this is a long time coming, a year's worth of work, struggling, trying to learn, basically on my own. You know, I'm not getting coached by anybody. So moving steel, learning how to grind, you know, it's thanks, big guy, I appreciate it. It's just, you know, it's where I've been coming from. So, you know, my first couple knives were rough. Like the first couple things I did, basically everything I used to do was all rail spikes. So, you know, everything I used to work with was, you know, a silly little rail spike. Like the first blade I did was this thing, was this little sad rail spike with the wrong tongs. I had a pair of Wolf's Jaw tongs, so I couldn't even like hold this thing proper. So I couldn't hammer it out. This thing's thick as all get out. And that's basically what I could make. I couldn't grind it very well. I couldn't shape it really well, you know. And then I started moving up to hammering. Once I got the right. Oh, hey Daniel, there you are. I'll have to check in a second. I'll have to do that when we wrap up here. But we, you know, I started moving up to things like this. Once I had the right kind of tongs, I could hammer things better. And then I learned how to weld. And then I did this. Yeah. Look how proud I am. I'm 2. Yeah. Yeah, this is what happens when you try to learn to weld and you get really frustrated. You do dumb shit like this. I'm not proud, but whatever. I was having a really bad day, you know. Well, it wasn't great. I have been welding stuff around here. There's some welding going on. I got a little stand which is back here. I got it's behind the stool. It looks like the stool, but it's there's a little stand back here for my ferric chloride. So that's a stand in rebar that holds everything together there. My art project, which I just put the thing in front of again. So, you know, a lot of that stuff's coming along. So, you know, it's what it is. I'm having fun with it. Everything's getting interesting down here. Now I can weld and fix things. Like my tongs did break, and I had to weld them back together. So the lips snapped off, and they're working again now. So I must have learned something. So yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying doing all this stuff. And really, I appreciate you guys for stopping in, chicks. Again, I appreciate, you know, I appreciate you and the raid and everything, man. I really, it's always good seeing you around. You know, I want to try to bring some cool entertainment to you guys, and you know, hopefully not hurt myself on stream. Although that's probably long overdue at this point. So, you know, for all you guys who followed, thank you very much. I do hope to see you again in the channel. At least every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm probably going to be starting to do it a lot more, thanks to this, because now I can make a project. When it used to take me probably 3 streams worth of grinding to get a knife finished, I can now do it in a day. So this is giving me kind of like giving me my motivation back. So thank you guys so much. Really, I appreciate everybody coming in. Big guy, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I will be back on tomorrow. Let me get my phone here to do the raid. What was it? Bad Mood Leather? What was it? Bad Mood Leather. Okay, so I can do that. So, let me see. This is why I keep my phone out, because I can't do this stuff from OBS. No, I'm glad I could, big guy, because really, if, as I always say to people on this channel, if it wasn't for you guys being on here, I'd just be some crazy dude talking to himself in his basement. So, so thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. It really, you know, it makes it interesting down here. It does distract me, which might not be so great all the time. But you know, because then I start grinding my crap too thin. But really, I want to start bringing some good projects. So really, guys, hang in tight. Tomorrow we're going to finish this bad boy sometime in the afternoon, and hopefully start a new project from some more steel I got laying over there on the ground. So tune in, guys, next time. Hopefully tomorrow. Keep those notifications on so you can see it. And thank you again, guys. Take care. I'll see you all real soon.